Good evening, everybody. We have a quorum, so let's call the meeting in order. Dee?
Hey, Chris Sturbaum, John Saunders,
Here.
Ed Bruce, Sam DeSaller,
Here.
Deb Hutton, Susan Dyer,
Here.
Renard Cross,
Here.
Jeff Golden,
Here.
Duncan Campbell, Derek Ritchie, Jenny Southern, Matt Seddon.
And Deb Hutton's here too.
Okay, gotcha.
Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome.
Okay, great. So the minutes are in the packet. Hopefully you've had a chance to review them. Any changes to those minutes? Otherwise, I'd like to hear a motion to approve.
A motion to approve. Deb Hutton.
Second.
Okay, Dee?
Okay, John Saunders,
Yes.
Sam DeSaller,
Yes.
Deb Hutton,
Yes.
Susan Dyer,
Abstain.
Renard Cross,
Yes.
Jeff Golden.
Yes.
Motion carries 5 yes, 0 no, 1 abstain.
Okay, great. So we have one staff review, COA.
Yeah, 2112, 727 South Jordan Avenue in the Elm Heights Historic District. The primary structure is listed as notable, but here the petition is regarding a garage. And the garage is from the same era of construction as the house. The request was just to remove the old asphalt shingle roof, which you can see there, and replace it with a standing seam metal roof to match this log cabin that's also on the property. You can see here. And also to replace the metal garage doors on the garage, which you can see are beat up. So staff approved. The asphalt shingle roof was in poor condition, needed to be replaced. The garage doors were broken and needed to be replaced. And the new doors really match the old or are very similar. So staff approved COA 2112.
Great. So let's move on to commission review to COA 21-11.
202 North Walnut Street. This is a notable structure known as the Old Oddfellows Building. It's located in the Courthouse Square, local historic district. It's a two-part commercial block building built circa 1892. The request here is to construct a rooftop stair enclosure deck with railings. I conducted a kind of a visibility study with Matt Ellenwood, who is the petitioner. It concluded that the top of the enclosure will be minimally visible from the courthouse square, and the railings will not be visible due to their height and setback from the roof line. And this really conforms with the guidelines regarding rooftop additions, which can be found in the courthouse square design guidelines. So staff supports the petition due to low visibility and minimal impact to the historic facade of the building and recommends approval of COA 2111. And you can see here, Matt stood where the front part of the roof enclosure would be towards Walnut and held up a stick marking the top of the height of the roof enclosure. And I took photographs from different spots. So you can see here, you'd be able to see a little bit here from directly across the street, slightly visible. And then here from the northeast corner of the courthouse lawn, you can see that it's also slightly visible from that angle as well. This is another view from the courthouse lawn, and he was holding up the stick to show us the tops of the railings. So those won't be visible. You can see that the roof slopes back and away and kind of down from the parapet. So that's kind of to the advantage of obscuring this rooftop addition. And this is an example of the railings that'll be used. And then here we have an elevation drawing of the rooftop enclosure. The rooftop enclosure will be metal panel with glass door and fixed windows. So again, staff would recommend approval of COA 2111.
Matt, I see you joined us. Do you have anything to add?
Matt, you have anything to add? I think you just can.
Hey, Connor, sorry about that. Not too much. I appreciate that you were able to help us try to visualize the visibility or lack of visibility of this proposed stair enclosure. So again, just to reiterate, that pole that I used was 11 feet tall. So I was standing on the roof and kind of assumed that'd be pretty close to the highest, closest corner of the actual roof covering over the stair enclosure. So that would be the closest, corner to you at point. And as you can see, there's a little bit of visibility into that, and the enclosure we wanted to have, if you go back to that drawing, please, thank you. We wanted to have some covering over that stair enclosure, and also just to provide, a little bit of shelter as you walk out that rooftop patio door. So the idea was to minimize it visually. You can see there where it kind of tapers to a narrower profile at the outer edge.
Yeah.
And again, the idea is that from below, whatever you would be pretty minimal, 4 or 6 inch tall kind of edge to that roof, and then it's going to, taper a bit, for the actual structure of that roof, probably framed out of, 2 by 10s. You got to work through some of the detail there, but again, the idea is to provide some cover as you come out that stair enclosure, but also try to minimize, visually, how it reads from below.
Great, thank you. Commissioner questions? Deb, any questions?
Okay, so I can see that the staircase enclosure is, with your 11-foot pole, that's the staircase enclosure, but then the glass rail, I can't read it, it's about 20 by 25 or something. I can't read on my little computer screen here. It's a railing around, so there's sort of an open patio, and you're going to make that a flat deck, because since it's on the roof is slanted itself there, you're going to make a flat deck with a rail going around it?
Yeah, that's correct. Sorry, I should have kind of clarified that. Yes, if you look at the plan, the outer perimeter wall, or what looks kind of like a wall there, would be where the railing would be at the edge of the deck. And the deck will be built essentially over the existing roof. So it'll kind of float above, allow water,
Okay, so
very much framed like a deck. And then the railing would be attached to the edge of that deck. If you look at the upper drawing, the upper partial south elevation, you kind of see where we've noted the guardrail. That would be on the west edge of the deck. And then in that north-south build, lower left of the drawing, we're also calling out that guardrail. And so you can see how that sits in relation to the parapet along 6th Street.
okay, so looking at the upper elevation called the partial south, it looks, I can't tell the scale, but it looks like your railing will stand a foot or 2 or 3 above the parapet. Is that correct? Facing Walnut.
Yeah, it would be a few feet above. Yeah,
So,
and again, that's partly because of the slope of the roof, and we've got to.
so it looks like that will not be missed, because that's going to be right up against the parapet, right stacked behind the parapet, and higher than it by, right up against it, so that, and higher that, I can't tell the scale, but 1 or 2 or 3 feet right there on Walnut. Is that correct?
Yeah, if you're looking straight on, like a straight on elevation view, yes, it would be a little bit, but I think it, per Connor's photographs, kind of demonstrated that, because I did then set a point.
This
When
is the
Connor
one
was
that
down,
we took. This is the photograph I took when you
Yeah,
set
there.
the height of the railing. And
The
you-
height of the railing or the height of the enclosure of the staircase?
The railing, you can't see it.
Okay. That was my question, was the height of the railing around still going to
Right.
show? Because it's
Right.
so close to the parapet. Thanks.
correct.
Susan, any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Sam?
Yeah, a couple. Matt, what is the actual height of the, and maybe Connor, maybe you can zoom in on the elevations a little bit, because that's the elevation drawings, this first time I've seen them. What's the actual height of the top of the roof relative to the low part of the parapet? I know you put up an 11-foot stick, but I don't see any vertical dimensions, or haven't before today. So I'd like to nail that down.
Yeah, sorry, I missed, I cut out when you asked what the dimension was you were asking.
I would like to know what the maximum vertical dimension is to the top of the fascia board, where that, because there's no vertical dimension on these drawings. You said you held up an 11-foot stick, which isn't visible, but there are no vertical dimensions on this drawing. So I'd like to know what the top of the fascia board is relative to the, say, the top of the low part of the parapet there.
Yeah, so in that north-south building section, the dimension is, you can see that the deck itself would probably be about a foot above the roof. That's to give us enough room to frame it. Probably at a 2x8s and 2x10s, depending on how the structure shakes out. And then we're assuming 9 feet above the deck to the framing of the stair enclosure, and then about a foot of framing. And there's a dimension on the kind of upper left of that building section drawing.
Is it possible for you to zoom in on that part of the drawing, Connor?
No. I can't, what I can do is I can get out of the PowerPoint, open up the file that Matt sent me today, and then share that screen if you'd like. Yep, I'll do that. Okay. Oh my God.
So, yeah, and so thanks, Connor. While Connor's doing that, the rationale of the 11 feet with that pole that I had was, and I was standing at that furthest southwest corner of the roof overhang, because I knew that would be the tallest point of the structure, at the closest to the street. So I figured about a foot for the decking framing, and then the 9 feet for the bearing point, and then about a foot for the roof itself. So that's where I got the 11 feet. Plus, it was convenient that I had a pole that was 11 feet tall. So
So you held that pole at the point where the glass guardrail is labeled out that far?
yeah, right. I was out about 4 feet from the stair enclosure itself on either side, on to the southwest.
Gotcha.
And actually, now that if Connor scrolls down a little bit, I did put a note where that point is, so that lower left-hand corner of the dash line around the enclosure. So it says
Gotcha.
location of field test marker.
While you're in there, I forced you into doing this, could you zoom in on the building section just a little? Yeah, that guy. Okay, that would have answered me right there. Okay,
9 foot
nice.
here, yeah, and then another.
Gotcha. Thank you.
John, any questions?
No questions.
I also have no questions. Any questions from the public? Commissioner comments, Deb,
Nope, fine, thank you.
Susan,
Nope.
Sam,
No comments.
John?
No comments.
I also don't have any comments. So I'm entertaining a motion.
I move that we approve, what's the COA number on this? 21-11.
Second.
Dee?
John Saunders,
Yes.
Sam DeSaller,
Yes.
Deb Hutton,
Yes.
Susan Dyer,
Yes.
Bernard Cross,
Yes.
Jeff Golden.
Yes.
Motion carries 6 yes, 0 no.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, we don't have any demolition delay. Let's see the announcements for after.
I have a little bit of old business I wanted to bring up. It's not on your packet, but I was able to go out to 208 East 12th, which is a previous project that we've seen a couple times. And there was some concern that the limestone retaining wall had been removed. They found the blocks that they removed and they stacked them up. Now they haven't mortared them yet. They're going to be doing that, but I just was there and wanted to take a picture to show you guys the house and show you that they're going to be putting back the wall. Here's a close up of the column, and you can see it's looking really nice. They've refinished the windows and everything as well, the original windows in the front. So I just wanted to show you guys that. That's been followed up on.
Is this the place where we explicitly said the retaining wall had to be saved and they were throwing them away and we had to remind them of that?
Well, the problem was, Deb, is they'd already removed it without asking permission. And so we made them either replace it with different limestone, but they were able to find the original blocks.
Thanks, Connor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a couple announcements. And Susan, I'll let you go first.
Okay, so I let Connor know just earlier before this meeting started that my husband and I are moving to Florida at the end of May. We are
Wow.
down to help my father who has Alzheimer's. So if you know anyone interested in possibly being the director of the History Center, we'll be posting for that soon.
Good luck with your father and your move.
Good luck.
Yes.
Thank you all
Susan.
very much. I've enjoyed being a part of this. I'm sorry to have to leave it, but maybe the next director will be able to participate.
All
All right, man, Connor has an announcement.
Yeah, I wanted to let everybody know that my my last day with hand will be May 14th. So I am leaving. I got a job in Texas, which is pretty awesome. We're going to be close to family and just what we need, you know, because we're expecting our second one here in a couple weeks. It's just getting crazy. So an opportunity presented itself, and we're taking it. So yeah, so May 14th will be my last day with hand. That makes May 13th my last HPC meeting. So just wanted to let everybody know we got 7 weeks, so it's not tomorrow. But anyway, I really, you know, enjoyed my role with the commission and getting to know you. And it's been rough this last year, a little bit with COVID and stuff. And I'm sorry we didn't get to meet in person more often. You know, we didn't get to have a retreat like we usually do. And just know that I'm gonna help guide them find the right fit for my replacement as best as I can. So yeah, so thanks everybody, but I'm not leaving tomorrow. So a few more meetings.
Good luck to you too, and for the birth especially.
Congratulations, Connor.
Thank you.
Yes, congratulations. I'll miss you, Connor.
Miss you too, John.
So any commissioner comments tonight? Hearing none, any public input tonight? Any other announcements tonight? Well, have a great evening. We are adjourned.
All right.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
You, good night.
Night, everyone.